a people infantry here, 53, Angstrom Heights blue team. Aetherion and a Lord General fighting in ranged combat begins with a retinue of stormtroopers, very strong defense and support can also add to the retinue. Deathcore of Krieg over here, alongside YZ with a Kommando Nob, an infiltrating hero that shoots you, stabs you, and blows you up. Orky style begins with a twin link shooter. These guys look like they're going to blend into this map a bit with that color scheme. Rounding off this team here is BOH as a Plague Champion. Starts off with a damage over time bolt gun, can get melee weapons, debilitates enemies and supports allies, and can repair too. This is the Night Lord's elite scheme, I think. Don't get to see it very often on the Plague Champion there. For the red team, Sparkky is a Hive Tyrant, a durable hero, walking through objects that cannot be suppressed with powerful offense, disruption and support. Begins in melee with a basic synapse. I shall call you Gutierrez. Looks like the Techmarine alongside is in a bit of trouble, running off the field already. The second as a Techmarine. Starts with a ranged weapon, can get a melee loadout, supports with structures and repairs, some salamanders. And rounding off the teams, Kornilov as a Force Commander, a versatile frontline hero with strong offense. The Dark Angels DLC here, trying to fight some guardsmen in the northeast. Kicking off in the mid, is it? Yep. Got some Dark Power, we've got some Termagant firing, we got the big stompy Hive Tyrant, Gutierrez going after some shooter boys, and some sluggers in there. Commandos tying up some tactical marines who are backing off. Double scouts in play for the second. Techmarine trying to rejoin the field. Now they killed attack though, and the scouts are in trouble. So it's kind of 2v1 against Sparkky at the moment. Techmarine comes in though. Sluggers have their burners, but they leave. Yeah, these guys overextended a little bit here. Not sure why the shooter boys were pushing up so much. They just kind of sat behind cover and shot stuff, maybe because the Hive Tyrant was around. They were trying to reposition a bit. Up in the northeast, Force Commander got pretty close to the VP, but may go down on retreat. No, he's alright. The attack's just backing away here. The Lord General, though, oh, he lost one of these retinue fellas. Having to repurchase. There goes the other one. That was Derek going down. Derek and Nigel will return, though. What is this? It's a bunch of fighting is what it is. Hormagaunts in there, double Termagants. Fighting some Chaos fellas. The Heretics leave. I'm sure they Doom blasted pretty good, though. Looks like it's double Hormagaunts, double Termagants opening for Sparkky. Quite powerful alongside the Hive Tyrant, who can shut down, set up teams and stuff with his charge if he needs to. Nothing else yet for BOH. I don't see any war gear. No power costing upgrades either. Putting some gens up, I guess. The Imperial Guard pushing across the northeast corner now. Double guardsmen up with their sergeants, building some cover. And the Lord General here with Derek and Nigel back in play behind some heavy cover. So are the Tax, but they are all alone. No ground pound. Oh, they do have the ground pound. Here it comes. Can't break those tank traps. Does break the sandbags a bit. And there's the ground pound going in. Scouts trying to help a bit. Force Commander coming back out onto the field with more Tax in tow. Meanwhile, back to the mid. Shooter boys get the decap. Grenade launcher Heretics barraging the Devastators. They got that heavy bolter there. Scouts with the sergeant. The other fellas with nothing though. A grenade could wipe those Heretics if it's well placed, and the Heretics are badly all bunched up. Looters with a death gun now to try and stop this advance. Yeah, they might eat a grenade if they're taking time to set up though, and they do. There's the suppression. Grenade goes in. Kills one model, but they were too split up for it to do much more than that. Noise Marines in play now for BOH. Came out a bit late, I feel like. Straight into some Havocs as well though. And a Warrior Brood in play for Sparkky. These guys will also grant a basic synapse, although they won't stack together. Having some trouble all getting into melee there. There we go. So yeah, try and target the Warrior Brood fellas, because if they lose a model, you'll have a synapse backlash. Much easier to do against the Warriors than it is over 1,000 hit points of Hive Tyrant to bring him down. Especially now these sluggers have their burners, because those power weapons will mess up the Warriors quite a lot. Maybe we'll see the Assassin's Knife as well. Commando can stab those Warriors pretty good. What's going on northeast? Kornilov has pushed up with Devastators here. Double Tax and Devastators. That's quite nasty for Aetherion. Gets Catechans into Spotters. Could have maybe gone double Catechans, but Spotters is the play. Should do well. Some Nurgle worship. Heretics have to give up on that though, because that's double adrenal gland warriors biting their legs off there. And now they're in on the Plague Champion. Tempting to get the Blight Grenades perhaps. Although Plague Sword coming in, Blight Grenades were toned down a bit. They have a longer cooldown now, I believe. 414 to 497. Mid is red. Techmarine looking after it. Devastator's on the move. So are the attacks. Little bit of overextension there from the Tyranids, but they're alright. They're wary of the looters here. Noise Marines, meanwhile, got through onto the power. Havocs will try and set up. Can they do it in time? Heavy Bolter messing up the warriors, but they are phase tanking it at the moment, and there, of course, is Gutierrez, who they cannot suppress. He will take a lot of damage if he gets close to that Heavy Bolter. They need to shoot him, though. Fellas, there you go. 368 to 497. Got a Devastator on the midway point, has the second here. Havoc's being chased off now. And, I mean, Noise Marine's got the got one gen and the node. That's all right. Grenade. Grenade is attempted a bit too late there. 353 to 497 on the VPs. Here comes Gutierrez with his Hormagaunt buddies, and he levels up to something. To 2. We might see improved synapse here. Help these Hormagaunts out even more. And, of course, some melee synapse in tier 2 from these fellas. 1-to-1 cap. Mid turns blue for the 2-to-1. Kommando now being sneaky, but he can't be sneaky for long. Yeah, he's run out of energy there. Sluggers flee. It looks like Hide the Boys was on them there. They were probably trying to get into the Heavy Bolter, but were spotted by the Sergeant perhaps. Tyranids have got onto the power here. Havocs, oh, they're still reinforcing and stuff. Tier 2 all around, is it? No. Aetherion and Kornilov, the northeast players going at it, are still in tier 1. Bunch of dead stuff, but nothing is wiped as far as I can see. Yeah, the attacks got messed up. Probably the Catachans. Artillery spotters calling in a mortar shell on these fellas. Those attacks are getting quite low. But so are these guardsmen. No, it's not. It's the spotters getting so low there. How do you have 2 models, fellas? Good ground pound. And now they're negating the cover of these attacks by getting in behind them with the Sentinel. Still able to outshoot those guardsmen for days though, aren't they? Pretty effective there. And now some melee going in. Can the Sentinel take a model out of these fellas? Probably not. They now run. Well judged engagement though by Kornilov. Force Commander, what do you got? Artificer and Iron Halo, both helping survivability here. Make it even more difficult for the guardsmen lasguns to get rid of him. They've got Catachans that can threaten in melee though. Here comes the Sarge, which is stopping reinforcement here. It's queued up. He should stop this queue up and let them reinforce first. Kommando trying to get a decap. Shotguns and bolt guns say no. Sergeant in on these fellas. Noise Marines doing some noisy stuff. Here they are. You can hear them clean across the map a lot of the time. Going after that node again. Devastator's coming in. Oh, there's the suppression. They probably need to leave now. Yep, especially with Adrenal Gland buffed Hormagaunts coming in with that melee synapse. Makes your Warrior Brood much more powerful too, with a big health increase. 65% more health. Sorry about that weird cut. Got kicked out the replay because of Steam servers going down. But here we are. Sentinel thinking about decapping mid. There we go. He's got very little hit points. So he's a bit wary, I think. Some support coming in though from repairs. Meanwhile, the Tyranids are pushing against this power, this natural power of the Chaos Fellas. Or the Chaos Fella, I guess. On the blue team, and there's Blight Grenades coming in for BOH. Looters suppressing stuff. Gutierrez off the field. These Tyranids need to be very careful, but now they have Razorback support. They can reinforce off this Razorback, and there's double Scout repair support and Techmarine repair support there for it. Zap going in from the Weird Boy, jumping around. One of his starting abilities. Did we see a Warp Vomit there? Not sure I remember seeing one. Last Master in play now. Can he get a solid hit on the Razorback? He's going to try it. Big solid hit. Now it runs away, or drives away. Oh, TAC's getting messed up. They were in a weird spot up there. I'm going to try and cut out the amount of exposure to flanks as much as you can. Being in that kind of position is very risky, because flanks can just decimate your army in Dawn of War 2. Chimera on the field for Aetherion. Razorback pop smoke. Do you guys have your Sarge? Doesn't look like it, but the Sentinel's getting missile shots in. And that was a foot of Gork, and down goes the Razorback. They got it. It just sat there. Could have got away, I think. Plague Marine's in play for BOH. Red team reeling a bit. But look at this. They've pushed onto the power thanks to Kornilov and his power fist he's got. Level 2 Force Commander. Big investment in this guy. But that is a powerful weapon. Can get onto the Chimera with it, maybe. You guys have your Vengeance rounds? Yes, you do. Advanced targeting is up. 291 to 435. Gets the power down. Now those guys going for the VP, I think. Force Commander having a look, but gets shot to pieces on approach. These guys have plasma guns. There were a bunch of Orks in there too. And Devastator's wipe. Turned into a rough fight for Kornilov. Attack should make it away alright. 278 to 435 on the VPs. What is this? It's Tyranids, of course. Warrior Brood. Still in level 1. What about the Horn of Gaunts? Level 2 and level 1. And Gutierrez, level 2, no war gear. No war gear on that fella. A couple of war banners going up. And looters with a beamy. Nothing big for them to target at the moment, though. Sparky's having a go. Runs right into the warp vomit. I mean, what else can you do? Gonna just have to tough it out. Genestealer Brood is in there. With melee synapse support, they're going to be incredibly powerful in melee. Yeah, sluggers couldn't hang with them. And now they're in the back lines of the chaos stuff. If they stop chasing... Uh-oh. Sparky may have forgotten about his Genestealers. Their genes will be stolen. They are going to wipe. I think he forgot completely about them there. Probably assumed he'd retreated them off with everything else. Maybe tried to box select and retreat and didn't work out. 260 to 428 on the VPs. Trying to get these war banners down. We now have Mark of Zinch Havocs. Again, not any large targets for them to go after, although Kornilov has a Predator tank on the way. Weird Boy doing some good work, setting up a push there for the sluggers. Can they wipe those devs? They can. Absolutely deleted them there. Devastators have that lowered melee resistance, minor melee resistance, I think they call it. Catachans put down some explosives and are capping stuff. And they're not trying to steal the power, they just want to bash it, apparently. Sluggers capping the mid, supported by a Weird Boy, although the Weird Boy needs some energy back. He needs to be around some WAR usage to get that energy back. You see, he's got a huge energy pool. That's because his abilities are really expensive and he gets it back by using WAR. Or being around those that use WAR. So there is some important positional play to the Weird Boy. On top of just being in good positions for his abilities. Those guys are asking for a warp vomit, aren't they? If he has the energy for it. There he comes. Yeah, that's devastating. Plague Champion runs off. He got anything else? He got fetid armor too. 249 to 405. Hive Tyrant. Still no war gear for this guy. Some abilities for this fellow would have been good, I think. Well, can still be good. Psychic Scream in these big fights. Improved Synapse, of course, to help out his melee army. Although he may be pivoting away from that after the Genestealers died. He's got a Neurotrope now. Nice thing to have against clumps of infantry. We've seen big infantry fights here. Kornilov has a Predator and the Force Commander has been repurchased. There's that Predator. Tax are stealing the power northeast. And there's Paroxysm from the Neurotrope. Percentage-based damage over time in an area also slows you down a bit, I believe. Although there's no debuff circle for it. Predator getting a good shot on those CSM. Who flee. They have Mark of Zinch too. I mean, against double Space Marine players, it makes sense. We got plasma guns here. The spotters, are you fully upgraded, fellas? I don't know. I don't see the plus icon there. Cataclysm coming in. Beautifully timed to stop the cap. Does damage over time as well there. But it's mainly for disruption. And we got some Terminators in for the second. And they have lots of good targets to get quick kills and rack up the inspiration. I mean, look how fast they're killing those guardsmen there. 234 to 398. Heavy turret dropped in. The Warband is being activated for that longer buff as well. And here's a power bash again. What is this Commando going to do? Oh, he's going to just rocket launch those fellas with... Oh boy! Bloody hell. Right in me crosshairs for sure. Almost wiped double termagants with it. I don't think I've seen it be that devastating against infantry before. Was it changed? Plague Champion gets Hive Tyranted. Gutierrez level 3 now. Still no war gear for that fella. 234 to 398. Melter guns are in for the Lord General. Derek and Nigel also get them. And we got the medical sergeant in there too. Oh, look at him with his little red thing. His little red jacket with the Death Core of Krieg. I'm not sure I ever noticed that before. Flash kits on the way for YZ. Got some late sluggers here, which is interesting. Tax looking after this power. They haven't noded it though. Might be tricky to get that Plague Champion back on his feet. Commando gets caught by some hungry Tyranids. I mean, they're always hungry. What's this? That's Signum. No teleporter yet for the Force Commander. There's that rocket launcher. Plague Champion's down still. Can anyone grab the mid? The spotters are going for it. The banner's being activated, suggesting we're going to see a push here. I mean, they're building another one. That's a lot of buffs. It's a good hit from the Weird Boy. Chucks the zap in there too. That'll jump between targets. Foot of Gork as well. Big old crunch. Even in full retreat, they couldn't get away from it fully. Gork's now pushing. Maybe they can take down that brood nest, because that's going to reinforce stuff around it. Warp Vomit messes up the Terminators. They really don't like being stunned, these fellas. They can't retreat away from it. Flash kits with blasters getting shots as well, are they? Okay, they got out. They were able to teleport out. What's this? It's violence, of course. Look at those plasma guardsmen buffed by the melter guns. Fight harder. Trading very poorly with the guardsmen, especially out of cover. Force Commander has grabbed the VP. Ouch. And he punched Derek in the neck and he died. But there'll be more Dereks and more Nigels. Level 5 Commando here. 223 to 385 on the VPs. Capillary Tower infestation going up. Supporting this little push here. They have a Carnifex now. Looks like it's in either Thornback or unupgraded. 4 War Banners are up. At some point they were limited to 3, I think. Or maybe that's just... Maybe only Sluggers can build 3. But I don't have a mech boy, so I don't know. Maybe that limit was removed at some point. Well, I guess it must have been, because we've got 4 right here. Is it a Thornback or unupgraded? It is a Thornback. Heavy turret is too close to shoot it now. And the mobile beacon up for the Chimera. They can retreat back to that now, but it does become kind of nuke bait. I think this Carnifex is done for here. Yep. There was a las cannon, there was melter guns from the Lord General, there was a BMUDF gun, all sorts of stuff. Double tanks in the mid now for the second, and Kornilov. 1 down, orbital thrown in. A bit late, a bunch of stuff was back there previously. Chimera tears down the beacon and moves maybe. Oh, didn't move far enough. taken out by the beam. That was a good nuke, I think. Take out a vehicle with your nuke is a good nuke. Paroxysm. I actually use Cataclysm and knock them out of Paroxysm there. Needs to be careful. Eurothrope floats away. Force Commander capping mid. Only level 2, this guy. Taking back their natural. Looks like some Catachans were killed in the meanwhile. Fast capping, tax grabbing that. The red team will have the 2-1. Leman Rust up by Aetherion. No upgrade yet though. Can get Vanquisher to combat the enemy tanks maybe. And a Chaos Predator for BOH with Mark of Nurgle. Makes it kind of an anti-infantry tank and very durable. Power bashing. Nope, taking power back. It's already been bashed. Level 5 Commando. Wonder if he'll try and get around for some flanks. Oh, the Brood Nest is still up. There's a Imperial Abyss from BOH. Gonna take the Brood Nest out. Doesn't do a whole lot else though. Messed up the tax a bit, but they didn't drop a model. Not sure that was the best usage of it. Especially when you don't have the VP. And they haven't pushed off that either, look. They could have used that to get a decap maybe. You guys gonna stay here now? These guys might stay here now. We do have Vanquisher on the way. It's expensive, but it gives it a very nice big old gun. Las Cannon in a good spot to get shots. Vanquisher starting vanquishing things as well. Plague Marines on capping duty. Plasma Cannon's going to overshoot them from there. And the Chaos Pred goes in to soak up some fire. Down goes another Brood Nest. Paroxysm thrown in. It's only affecting those Plague Marines and they are toughing it out. Bunch of repairs. Force Commander, what are you up to, buddy? He's running. He's running. Plague Marines back on cap. Lord the General's there too, doing a whole bunch of heresy, helping them out. Meanwhile, the Tyranids tried to get through. Orks said no, alongside some Chaos fellas. Now the tank is here. And the Plague Champion's here. Level 2. Creating some zombies with his fancy sword here. 149 to 337. Blue team have the mid. And they have that 2-1 cap. Red team reeling a bit. Don't see any nukes coming. They do have some Terminators. Oh, and something else. More Terminators for the second. Maybe a Cyclone on these guys to try and threaten these vehicles. Because they don't have a lot to threaten them with. Do they have a missile launcher? Okay, these guys have a missile launcher. And there's the Power Fist, of course. But yeah, the tanks did really well there. And here comes another Chaos Pred for BOH. Oh, they've got this. Venom Cannon for Gutierrez. Bonded Exoskeleton to help caps. It gives 300 hit points, more health regen, and invulnerability. And we have Bioplasma too. Power bashing in the northeast. Should they be putting pressure here? Bonded Exoskeleton, I think it's, yeah, 9 seconds. So not enough to decap and then cap. But enough to decap. And then maybe something could take over like the Terminators. Especially when you've got 2 squads of Terminators, might be able to just tough it out by chaining the caps together. This is such nuke bait back here with all the bar banners. They just don't have one available. And the Tyranids are getting slapped every time they try to approach by the weird boy and stuff. Down goes Gutierrez, I think. Yep. Now the Venom Cannon's out of play. Force Commander. Can maybe throw up the shield and get a decap. Plague Champ. Chucks the black grenades, but it is easily dodged. Wire has been activated again, and we have a upgraded bunker. I'm not sure how it's been upgraded though yet. Everything overshoots. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Big shots coming in. Force Commander's there. Throws up the shield, tries to get a decap. Chaos Pred chasing the other Pred, but it's going to go las cannon time. How's that Force Commander doing? Dies. Mark target on this guy. Venom Brood. Can they get it? They can get it. Down goes a Chaos Pred with Mark of Noble. 149 to 246. What are these fellas? Just hanging out. Defending their VP, I suppose. Land Raider Redeemer on the way for Kornilov. Is that double? It is double assault cannon. They can rip through infantry quite well, but they don't really want to trade with double flash kits with blasters here. Got las cannon havocs there, level 3 las cannon as well. Not to mention that heavy turret is still back there. Use this. Some tanks are being chased. What are they doing? They're trying to go for the garrison? I guess so. Can they get rid of those orcs? Neurothrope getting some decent shots in. It might be worth getting a zone throat to try and outshoot those flash kits. With the shield up, maybe. I don't think Death Spitters would do it because of those blasters. There's a big old paroxysm, and there is the Land Raider Redeemer. So the red team can now reinforce around this thing and retreat back to it. They've got 2 Terminator squads. Predator tank. Can they hit their stride now? Blue team are about to start catching up to them on VPs. These fellas are still here. Going to get exploded in a second, aren't they? Blue team holding on. Need some repairs for the Land Raider? No? Not interested. They want to fight. Force Commander's going to get revived by Gutierrez. Levels to 4. Goes for the decap. Going to use invulnerability, I guess. Maybe. There it is. Force Commander runs off. And there's a big old brouhaha going on. Gutierrez got the decap and runs. Can Terminators take over the cap? Not at the moment, it looks like. We've got some Chaos Terminators in play now. I wonder if they'll get claws for some aggro. They're going for the cap, the Chaos Terminators. Techmarine is very low, needs to run. I think he's going to be alright. Gutierrez still in play. I thought he retreated. Getting some Venom Cannon shots now on the Lehman Russ. Terminators escape the foot of Gork. Predator's in trouble though. They got the VP back quite easily there, the blue team. I thought the Terminators were going to try and take over that cap there, but they were wary about the amount of stuff that was in play. Blue team, though, are on the red team's natural. Might be able to get a triple cap here. A bunch of dead Tyranids. Sparky's down to just a Neurothrope. This may be too much for the red team to deal with now. There's a double cap. And there's the triple cap. They have solidified the mid with all these wire banners, this heavy turret. Do they still not have any nukes? Well, I guess red was spent on the Terminators, eh? With the second. Invulnerability again will guarantee the decap, I think. Oh, maybe not. He goes down. He goes down. Maybe he should get the warp field as well. Bit more survivability. Terminator's going for it. I mean, it's desperation from a red team. Teleporting away. They got the decap though. Hive Tyrant dies again. What did he get revived by? Who was in there? Force Commander maybe? Yeah, Force Commander was in there, I think. We have a Baneblade. Scouts dying. 149 to 88 now, just a single cap. Lord General's on the mid, but he's going to get shot down pretty quickly. Double assault cannons is nasty. Gonna be a 1-to-1. Attacks take their natural back. Did the Catechins wipe? No, they made it away. Predator now for Kornilov. Hive Tyrant has been repurchased. You gotta try and get it with Terminators, I think. I mean, they're gonna get flash-gitted, aren't they? Hive Tyrant's back in. Gutierrez. Nope, runs away. Didn't use invulnerability. Was it on cooldown maybe still? That's a Vanquisher. The Bane Blade is there. Some Nurgle worship with a Shrine. Very defensive from the blue team. But they're making it work, I think. I mean, they have the VP lead. Chaos Terminator's getting messed up. Plasma Techmarine with the overcharge. And mark target and paroxysm. Oh boy. Those Terminators got wrecked. Plague Marine's having a go. Shooter Boys, I think, being sacrificed for some population here. And there's a Noxious Cloud. The Land Raider goes down. Stun bomb chucked in too. Did the Commando take it out? Oh, maybe it was a BB Death Gun. 149 to 79. The Catechins are not going for another decap at the moment. Carnifex on the way now for Sparkky. Battle Wagon on the way for YZ. Blue team just can't get that decisive fight. But they're holding on to a 2-to-1. Red team fighting with everything they've got. Another Land Raider here for Kornilov. What is the second going to spend on here? Are they saving for a nuke or waiting for more Terminators? Oh hey, some Chosen Plague Marines up for BOH. In onto Gutierrez. Now he's being shot by these guys. I don't have an aspiring champion though. In the middle. Terminator's getting wrecked. Running out of time though to do this properly. They need to brute force it. Down goes some Terminators. Kashyyyk on the way for Aetherion. YZ with a battle wagon. What's going on here? Oh, Assault Terminator's chucked in. That's one way to break up that backline. And a Venerable Dreadnought dropped in too. That's what it was waiting for. Goes straight after the heavy turret. Can something get on the VP though? 149 to 28. Venerable takes down the heavy turret. Down it goes. But the Assault Terminators are getting wrecked. They were just trying to create some space. But they do go down. Venerable charges in, does the Emperor's Fist there. Carnifex joining in. Drawn back. Nothing's capping though. Down to 12 VPs. A nice idea at the end, but it just didn't have stuff to cap with while it was going on. And they would have had to hold as well. Down goes the Venerable at the end. Drawn back was just getting started. But the blue team hold on. And the red team have conceded at the end, having lost most of their units. Level 7 Lord General did well. With those good old melter guns. Level 9 Commando. Mega Boom Kit and the rocket launcher. Level 4 Plague Champion. I didn't see light grenades hitting, but I'm sure they did. Level 4 Hive Tyrant. That weird yellow sparkliness going on. A level 5 Techmarine. And a level 3 Force Commander. Maybe the Techmarine should have been a bit more aggressive with the Terminators to try and get caps earlier, but it's a difficult choice to make when you're up against flash kits just looking right at you. Well, there you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see ya next time.